So it finally happened. Elon Musk has bought out Insys, so it would seem. He's gotten his grubby paws all over Faye, and now we have X, the brand new passive skill slot. Not the letter anyone was expecting, as you may imagine. I was expecting it to just be the D slot passive, and your boy had quite a lot of jokes on hand for when we were able to give our waifus the D in Faye. Unfortunately, our dreams have been shattered. Now we gotta give our waifus the X, which doesn't sound as funny. Alright, so we're going to be talking about Echo skills in this video. We're going to be going over which units I think are good to be giving the Echo skills to, particularly this one, Attack Oath Echo, which I feel like, I think most people are in agreement this one is better than this one. However, I think people are actually sleeping on Deathblow Echo here. I don't think it's as bad as you realize. Just getting attack up 4 essentially for free on any unit is actually pretty good. And it's not going to have any restrictions on it, I would imagine, unlike this one here, which has the same restrictions as Oath skills do. So this one's unlimited. You can give it to anybody. And of course on Brave weapon users, it's going to be pretty valuable there, where you're just getting attack up 4 twice. So I can understand why people are upset about it, though, because, of course, it's weaker than Deathblow 3 itself. So that does make sense, but then also it would have been, like, it might have actually been OP if it was the full attack up 6. Alright, so these are the 2 Echo skills that we have on this new banner that we're about to get. We have Deathblow Echo, we have Attack Oath Echo. There are actually a couple of rules regarding which units can inherit the attuned skills and how they can inherit it. So this is the rule right here. Let's go ahead and make this a little bigger so y'all can read along. Okay, thanks to It's Mr. Pool, by the way, for posting this. So only attuned heroes can equip both their attuned skill and an exclusive skill. Exclusive skills would include like PRF passives that have the white border, or also assist skills that are extended versions of the prior versions. Like Grey Waves is a better version of Sing. There's also To Change Fate, which is a better version of Reposition. Future Vision, which is a better version of Swap. Things like that. Also, PRF specials, I would imagine, too, would count for this. So, Radiant Ether, because Legendary Ike was so busted, we're not allowed to give him Echo skills. Also, Brave Ike, he's got Bayork's Blessing, which is so game-breaking that we're not allowed to give him Echo skills either. Unless we take off those skills, which that's not really that big of a deal anymore at this point. A lot of the PRF skills have actually aged out, so it's not that bad of a restriction. But of course, on brand new units that have recently released that have perf passives, you wouldn't want to be removing those just to give them Echo skills, I don't think. At least not at the moment. And also, attuned skills that have been inherited cannot be inherited again by another hero using skill inheritance, so RIP the dream. You can't daisy chain these on your rearmed heroes and then pass them along that way. So it seems like for the time being, only attuned heroes are going to be able to give these skills out. So there you guys go there. Those are the rules. And here we can see that you can still have your PRF weapon and still equip a Echo skill, as we see on Sharena. They showed her in the trailer there, and she's got Fenceler equipped, and we see that she has Attack Oath Echo right there. So your PRF weapon is fine. You're able to do that. Now let's... What is this here? Oh, also this I wanted to bring up. So your characters in Binding Worlds now are going to be able to have attuned skills, and you're going to be able to purchase them with the Binding World Forma, and they're going to come with their attuned skills equipped. So thanks so much, Insys, for making all of our Binding World Formas basically irrelevant now. Now they're incomplete. They don't have the extra credit attuned skills, so now we got to buy all over again. Yeah, big surprise there. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start talking about units you may want to give these attuned skills to. And as I said, we're going to be focusing primarily on Attack Oath Echo as opposed to this, because there's no restrictions on this. You just give it to whoever you want, really. Whereas this is only available to the cavalry types and it's only available to flyer types and infantry types, as we see here. That's the restriction on Oath skills. Okay, so Citrine comes to mind right out the gates. She is now able to not have to choose between running Oath 4 or Pledge. So you give her Pledge, and then you give her Attack Oath Echo, and now she's able to just grants start of turn warping and also special acceleration to all your guys in 2 spaces. So she ate pretty well here. She got a pretty nice tool in the shed. She also has no perf skills or passives to speak of. Alright, then we have the baby Mark here. This guy wants to be running Kanto Control or possibly even Defres Ploy 3. So being able to run the Oath skill on him now would be just giving him the ability to warp in the event that you're not running Guidance 4 or Soaring Guidance or warping from any other source. So it's a nice little tool on him. Again, also it could help him out too if scoring matters for Arena with these Echo skills, because he scores in the 200 bin with his Duo skill. So would be a pretty nice scoring buff for him if he's able to score higher with them. Okay, then we have Arcane Ophelia, one of the rare Arcane heroes that did not have a perf skill, the other being Ganglot. So you would be able to run Echo on her, and the reason why that's good is because this Ophelia just wants to run Times Pulse anyway. So now she's able to warp in, and she's still able to keep her Times Pulse. You're going to see quite a few units here that run Times Pulse that are going to be very nice with Echo. Okay, Cyril is another one. He can run Pledge or he can run Times Pulse. Both are pretty good for all the builds that he can do. He's another high-scoring option, but for free-to-play this time. So that is very helpful that he's possibly able to score higher with the attuned skills now. We're going to find out all that later when we get the data mines, if they affect Arena score. But this guy should be one of your targets if you're free-to-play and you want to give him an Echo skill. Alright, we have Tamara up next, another unit that wants to be running Times Pulse for her C skill. So now she can just warp in with Attack Oath Echo. And also another cool thing with Attack Oath Echo on her is that her weapon is giving her blue bonuses to speed and defense at the start of turn. So Attack Oath Echo would throw in attack in there as well. So she'd be getting attack, speed, and defense up 6 for free at the start of every turn, while also being able to warp and keep Times Pulse. So this Tamara ate pretty well there. Alright, Diamant's another Times Pulse unit, so having the ability to warp in and also get the attack up 6 for free is pretty nice on him. We got Brave Dimitri. Okay, so we're starting to take a look at units that want to replace their PRF skills now. So this guy is still pretty meta for the most part. He's a nice Omni tank that you can run. And his B skill is very power crept, judging by how good the B skills are now. Anything would be better than this. Like, you could give him a dodge level 4, like Close Call, or you could give him Gambit 4 since he lacks -1 special trigger. So just a lot of options for him that are better than his B skill, and then you would just be getting the Oath, or yeah, the Oath for free, which would let him warp in and get attack up 6 at the start of turn. So there you guys go there. We have both of the Thor units. They do not care whatsoever about World Breaker anymore. It's been completely tossed aside for them to run Guidance 4 and Soaring Guidance. So then being able to jump in with them, having warp on them while accessing warp to allies is really strong. We're going to see a lot of flying units here that want to run Guidance 4 or Soaring Guidance, and then them being able to warp themselves with Attack Oath Echo is going to be pretty nice. So these two would be examples there. We have Not over here, who her unique B skill is totally replaceable by the level 4 dodge skills. Actually, she's going to remix soon. I brought up Dagger and I brought up Not here because they're at the time right now their B skills are pretty lackluster in comparison to others. Like Close Call 4 is just better than hers, and then Physical Null Follow-Up is just better than hers. However, these two are probably going to remix at some point, and their B skills will be upgraded, so maybe I shouldn't have brought them up in particular. But I mean, for the time being, if you want to give them something now, then you can give them the Echo skill. And they still have Pathfinder as well, so being able to warp in, have them use drawback when they warp in, and then give Pathfinder support to whoever they draw it back on is going to be pretty nice for movement support. So I think they can still use it pretty well. All right, we got Ninja Lin here, another option for just giving the warp effect. And right now, her C skill, you could do a couple of things with her. If you want to raise her DPS, you could go for a hold skill. So like a speed and defense hold would be pretty nice on her, and then you would be able to still warp in and get the attack up 6. She is a brave attacking unit. She could use Death Blow as well, too, the Death Blow Oath or Death Blow attuned skill if you want to go for that. But the warping is really nice on her, and enabling enemy or ally warping with Guidance 4 and Soaring Guidance is also quite good. Pretty much everything we just said about Lin applies here as well. She can run Death Blow or Oath, it's whichever one you want, but Oath letting her warp while letting allies warp is good. All right, we got the Flame Tana here. This is one of the hidden units that I think is pretty slept on in terms of how useful she is right now. So Soaring Guidance and Guidance 4 is nice with her because she also gives Kanto support to allies. So having her being able to warp in with Attack Oath Echo and then being able to use Drawback and then you do the thing, you Kanto up one space, you're really extending the range the ally you just drawed back on can Kanto in or warp in with Guidance 4, and then they can still Kanto back a space, and she can pop her Harmonic skill to dance the ally if they're from Sacred Stones or Heroes. So this unit got a lot of utility here with the Echo skill. Alright, we have the godliest Grand Hero Battle unit. We have Arion. He's able to grant charge to allies and himself that are flying types. He also gives, what is it, attack and defense up 6 as a blue bonus? Yeah, that's right. So attack and defense up 6 to himself and flying allies in 2 spaces for a turn with charge. So this guy being able to warp in would be nice. Now, he actually has the option of running aerial maneuvers in the B slot, which would let him warp in that way. However, you would probably want to run this guy as a frontliner, in which case you'd rather give him Gambit 4 or Guard Bearing 4 instead of aerial maneuvers. So if you're going to run Guidance 4 on him to let allies warp, and you want him to warp himself, then Attack Oath Echo would probably be the way. Now, Charge is already quite strong on him, so it's not like the craziest to be running on him, but it does also raise his score as well. He's another free-to-play scorer for Arena that you can run if Echo skills do allow us to score higher for Arena. So he should be a unit you may want to consider. Okay, Bunny Fear here just became a god with her... Yo, she cooked so hard with her refine. I mean, she made carrot stew, but like, look at how crazy this refine is. We don't really get refines like this too often. So Fear Dev struck again. -1 special trigger, full null follow-up, nullify guard. We got dodge base DR, phantom speed light. We're getting all stats up 8. Like, what the hell, man? They just gave her everything in the kitchen sink. So she would be a nice frontline unit as well, giving her like Guard Bearing 4, giving her Guidance 4, and giving her Attack Oath Echo. Works pretty well. Alright, Tsubasa also got a pretty solid refine. I like Fear's a little better, but Tsubasa is just like all player phase. She gets Desperation, she gets effective against armor and cav, she gets like attack and speed up 15 or something. She gets a crazy amount of attack and speed. It's attack and speed up 16 rather, and then she gets Kanto 2 also. So she would be a player phase type unit, so allowing yourself to warp with her, or just warp in, drawback, and then Kanto 2 with her innate Kanto, and then spring up Guidance 4 and Soaring Guidance for your other guys. We have also the male Summer Shez. This guy just keeps getting better and better as more skills came out. Like Gambit 4 came out, Flow Desperation came out, Aerial Maneuvers came out, and now we have the Echo skill, which is really nice on him as well. So, just like every single tool is in this guy's toolbox. He is the jack of all trades. Alright, we have Ninja Camilla here. Now, what's interesting about her is that you're able to... You can actually make a choice. If you want to keep attack and res hold so that she's getting a better chance of using her res check, also raising her own DPS because she has the Brave Attack weapon, you can go ahead and do that, and then give her Attack Echo... Yeah, Attack Oath Echo, and then allow her to just get raw attack up 6 as a blue buff, allow her to warp in, and then, of course, the blue buff to attack is very helpful for these Brave attacking units, so it's pretty good on her. Also, if you just want to run Guidance 4 and Soaring Guidance, that works too. Alright, Cherche, another Brave attacking unit who may want to just raise her DPS, so you would go for attack and defense hold, you would go for like Gambit 4, and then you would give her Attack Oath Echo, or even the Death Blow Echo skill. That one works pretty well on these Brave attackers. Alright, Pala, just like the other two we mentioned, you can run DPS C skills, or you can run a support C skill for guidance movement. You could also give her Snap as well. Cherche and Pala can run Snap skills to gain +1 movement that way. In which case, I guess they wouldn't necessarily want Oath Echo, because that, like, +1 movement lets them move 3 spaces, so they don't need to warp in necessarily. So maybe if you're not running Snap, I guess it would be better. So like Guidance 4, Soaring Guidance, or a hold skill. Alright, Bunny Maria again, another one of these frontline units you just want to give Guidance 4 and Soaring Guidance to, and then give her like Guard Bearing or Gambit for, and then give her Oaths so she can jump in. Oath Echo. All right, Har again, another one of those cases. Basically, like, most of these are just doing the same thing. You just toss them in front with Guard Bearing, with Guidance 4 and Soaring Guidance, and now Echo lets them jump in themselves, so just gives you a lot of movement utility, and they can hold their own on the front lines. And then finally, we're just going to wrap up with a couple of Dancers, because Dance and Sing are able to run Echo skills, regardless of being kind of unique passives. So Dorothea is the first one that comes to mind. She's already like one of the better dancers in the game, so now she can warp in. She can let your allies warp in with Guidance and Soaring Guidance, and then also you give her Firestorm Dance 3. Yeah, Firestorm Dance 3 or the new Rock Slide Dance 3, so she's enabling an effect on the dancer or the dance target, and then she Canto 1s herself out of the way. Very solid equip on her to get the Echo skills, and same can be said about these guys too. So Larum and Eldigan here, both of these guys are dancers who can do it. So it's pretty nice when they can like warp in and then dance, and then Canto 1 themselves with Rock Slide Dance or Firestorm Dance. And then you get the Soaring Guidance and also the Guidance 4 to kick in for your ally you just danced on. So all of these dancers are pretty solid with it, and that pretty much covers at least the ones that stood out to me at the moment for good inherit choices for Oath Echo. Deathblow Echo, as I said, can be given to whoever you want, so I don't really think we need to do a video covering this one in particular. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. How do you feel about these new X skills? And which units are you going to be giving them to first? By the way, look at this. Uh-oh. Faye did an oopsie. Uh-oh. Alright, people are not happy about this. So, alright guys, that's all for now. I will catch you guys again later. We got more videos to do today. We got the data mines. We got the video for the Arcane Greens home and all that good stuff. So stick around if you're interested. And I will see you guys again when that time comes.